And we want to get some legal perspective about what happened today and what happens next. I'm joined by attorney and former prosecutor David Haas. David, thank you so much for coming in. Let's talk about how this process happens, especially since Stearns was set to go on trial tomorrow.
Yeah, so certainly anybody can plead at any time if that's their decision. I have a feeling that sometimes individuals get to the last minute and decide to accept responsibility for what they did, and that happens very often in the courtroom.
Obviously, he was set to go on trial tomorrow for the sexual assault case, but not for the murder trial. That was going to be separated into two. Is this about not reliving this terrible incident for the family, or what goes into offering a plea deal if you're the prosecution side?
Sure. So I'm sure, and it sounded like the family was consulted about this about the plea offer to Mr. Stearns. And so their input was certainly weighed by the state attorney's office in determining what the plea should be. And so there was clearly a dialogue they knew to be there, and they were prepared for the statements of what they wanted to say.
A lot of people were wondering why Madeline Soto's mother was not in the courtroom today. Some people even speculated that she could possibly be facing some type of charge in the future. We didn't hear anything about that today in the courtroom. Stephen Stearns did not reach any agreement with the prosecution, correct?
That's correct about anything related to the murder. He pled no contest to that, not guilty. But there's no issue about the mother that has been filed by the state attorney's office just yet.
Now, here's another question that a lot of us have, because obviously we've been talking about this case for more than a year. Now that the judge has sentenced him, now that we've heard from the victim's statements, what happens next? Does he just go to prison and we never hear his name again?
I mean, ideally for the family, that's what will happen. He'll get a life sentence. There's no parole or probation that he'll receive. Assuming he serves every day, he will leave in his coffin from when he dies in prison.
Is there any recourse that the family could have done? Could they have said that they did not want this plea deal to happen, and the prosecution maybe taking that into account?
Sure, and those discussions may have happened behind the doors. They could have raised concerns with the court, but ultimately it's the state of Florida versus somebody when fashioning a plea, and so they heavily consider the insight and the thoughts of the victims and the victim's family in this case. But ultimately, the state attorneys sometimes have to make difficult decisions about how to resolve cases.
Last thing, and we'll let you go. Obviously, this was going to be two different trials, one for the sexual assault case, one for the murder case. How drawn out could this have been if it played out from one trial to the next trial and sentencing for both?
This would have been agonizing for the family to endure, for sure, given just the nature of the charges not related to the murder or the sexual assault of a young girl. It would have been very difficult for the family, and obviously there's been a history with the family of not being the most stable in general. I think the father, appeared today and has certainly made a turn in how he's addressing life, and so I think all that goes into consideration for how the state resolves the case sometimes.
Former prosecutor and attorney David Haas, thank you so much for coming in and joining us tonight. Michelle.